Right, well, I'm kind of sick of saying this, but we're back again.
How many times have we said it? Twice.
I think we said it quite a lot of times on
the wall. We are back.
Yeah.
2 months ago.
2 months ago. Because this guy basically has constantly got a sick dog.
Oh, he has been quite sick for the last couple of weeks, actually, yeah.
Well, it's probably because of what these guys feed him and do to him on a daily basis.
Nothing but love.
But let's start talking some tennis again.
Dude.
Hi, this is Paul from Strong Too Tight.
Stephen here, hello.
And yet again, we're going to try and get back to the routine that Steve is so good at destroying.
Well, no, you're the one who's working in the daytime, supposedly.
That's just not true.
Well, you're not working in the daytime.
No, it's not my fault that he keeps on ruining the schedule. And even today, it's like, right, we've got to get this knocked out straight away.
Because then I can go do other stuff to make this even bigger, potentially.
And his dog, Loki, is always the excuse.
No.
But in our defence, it's been quite chaotic. Even for Alicia, I think, obviously, who is the unsung hero in anything that we do.
Chief editor.
Yeah. She's been so busy. Today she was supposed to be working at 10 o'clock. Now she's working at 2:30, and just messed up. But she was at battle last night at 12 o'clock. It's just a nightmare. But anyway, let's start talking some tennis. First thing I'm going to say, Steve, is thank you so much to all of you guys. And there's been a lot who have been saying, when are you guys going to get back on? When are you guys going to do it? It's funny. I love listening to you guys.
I genuinely thought it was just us who watched it.
I was certainly was just us, but there are people like...
I've had at least 6 people ask me.
6?
That's it.
I've had well more than that.
Oh, I've had a few, yeah.
I've been shocked, actually, and I think...
At the recent ITF, I had a few, which is nice.
Well, it's things like that. I don't know where I was. I went for dinner and somebody asked me, and I was like, who's this guy? And but anyway, thank you so much for all the kind words. Toby, this is for you, man. And it was great seeing Toby after such a long time.
You didn't see me very long, though.
My wife is behind me, behind you doing this, Toby, for you, because she misses you.
Oh, I thought it was that.
For Toby. That was 90 minutes into the evening. Anyway, let's talk tennis, Steve.
Where do you want to begin?
Well, come on. You've got your opportunity to finally, after 12 months...
What do you mean 12 months?
You've got it. Come on. There's your mantle. Take it.
The Ladies Masters Finals happened a couple of weeks ago, and I correctly predicted Miss Svitolina was going to win. Finally, thank you, Elena. I don't have to say you ever again, because you probably won't win anything again now. Of course you will.
Of course you will.
I was very pleased. And for her coach, Andy, who I like.
Andy who?
Bettles.
There we go. It was a really good win. Pretty disappointed actually with the overall tournament, and kind of felt that it was far too low key.
But it's hard, isn't it, at the end of the season? We're all tired.
Well, but the guys, you never stop hearing about it. Federer breaks a nail and you hear about it. But the ladies was a bit subdued. I thought it was a decent tournament, but I just think that the WTA need to do more. They need to do more about promoting these ladies.
How many times have we said that? Come on, WTA.
Step it up, WTA. But no, Svitolina, great final, great match. She played really, really well, actually, the whole season. She's been pretty much there or thereabouts, but
she can't do it for 7 matches. Yeah, that's the only issue. She's
exactly
4 or 5.
If she
gets to a quarters or a semi of a big tournament, she just...
It's a bit weird. I mean, Osaka was disappointing. She got injured or ill, whatever she was in Singapore. Your favourites, Mladenovic and Babos, won the doubles.
Yeah, great. I like Kristina Mladenovic. I can't wait to share a call with her in a few weeks.
I was going to say, we're going to be sharing your court probably with her in a couple of weeks.
Don't mention this. I'm sure she won't go through previous episodes. I love you, Kristina, and I can't wait to share the call with you.
Kristina, if by some miracle, Dominic's off you right now and you've got some time, don't watch previous episodes because you're going to kill him.
Why? I've said nothing but nice things about her.
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
Actually, bring Dominic team. That's the only thing you could give me.
But he's going to be out of the Masters soon.
Oh, he's finished anyway. Everyone's going to be out by December.
Yeah, but anyway, so we're going to hopefully see Christina quite soon, and Steve's going to be eating a lot of humble pie, maybe.
I don't mind eating pie. I like pie.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. But who else? I mean,
you had Wozniacki didn't do much.
Wozniacki, yeah,
Kerber.
Although she went to Liverpool last week, so good on her. Kerber, she was my choice. She did nothing.
I thought Kerber might do quite well.
Pliskova.
It's just that's the problem with these end of season events is no, I don't think they really care, to be honest. They get paid a load of money. It's the end of the season. Like, it's not a Grand Slam. It's not a Masters title. You know what I mean? It's just a bit of a swan song. Go somewhere nice. Get treated well. Like, if you win this tournament, it's not the biggest win of your career.
Well,
it's not the biggest tournament.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, are you going to be remembered? I mean, it's the crazy thing is that it's a huge tournament. You've got to have done brilliantly to get there. The points accumulation, etc. And then who really remembers it? Who remembers who won it last year, for example? I mean, I do, but how many people actually do remember who won it last year?
Who won it? Well, yeah, where was it this year? I bet not many people even know where it was. I can't remember.
I just mentioned
Singapore.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
But on top of that, right, which I've forgotten the name of it. I'll Google it whilst you're talking. There was a tournament straight after it, the week after, that was played in China somewhere, and I've forgotten the name. And that's where Daria was number one seed. It's kind of like the
Shea Schwen?
No, I thought it was Zuhan. But yeah, keep talking, Steve. But they had it was kind of like their next generation one. And I tell you, the doubles event in that, how anyone fathoms who does that event, I'll never know.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know how you qualify or anything like that. It just seemed random as. It's like anyone could do it. It's like me and Steve could put a skirt on.
Yeah, but that's what they do at local tournaments. Is they just kind of obviously.
It was supposed to be the equivalent of the master of the next gen, the ladies' next gen.
But in reality, how many top ladies doubles pairings are there? There's not that many, really, is it?
7.
They all just. Whereas on the men's tour, they have a few more kind of pure doubles specialists. Whereas on the Mladenovic is number 1. She's obviously pretty high in the singles.
So it's in this Zuhai, and it was the
Didn't even know it was
WTA Elite Trophy.
Oh yeah, I did see that actually.
So you had Kazakina, Keys, Kwang Wang,
Group Azalea, Iggy Azalea,
Group Camellia,
Cabello,
Group Rose,
Namajunas.
Group Orchid. I think you'll find it's more to do with flowers and stuff.
Ridiculous.
But yeah, I mean, you had Sabalenka there, Garcia. Barty won it, and Barty played really, really well. Gorges, Mertens, and Kontovic. So it's kind of like the second tier one after the Masters, but no one gave a damn.
No, I didn't even know it was really, until you mentioned it.
So frustrating when you've got some superb players there, and yeah, no one really cared. Like I said, Ash Barty, our Barty won it. She beat Kwang Wang in the final. Good old Kwang.
The problem is, when you look at the WTA, they're still harping on about the Serena thing because it gets more eyes on them. They don't care about these tournaments or these other players. The Serena thing is still rumbling on.
How did GQ vote Serena Woman of the Year? Are you joking?
What did you see? The big controversy was they put woman in, what was it, speech marks? No. So depicting that, it's just a woman. Yeah.
Woman of the Year, though, Serena Williams.
Well, you know what it's like. They just want to sell copies and get people talking about it. Job done. They succeeded. It's like she is not. I saw. Oh my God! Did you see a speech she was giving the other day about? She just doesn't see. She sort of thinks she's kind of this role model in a way for.
She is. She is. But the problem is that she's got to a point where she actually believes their hype, and it's I have zero respect for that woman.
She's doing I think she's actually a bit of a detriment to women. The way she's.
Well, Federer's come out, hasn't he, and said that she went too far.
Everybody's come out and said she's gone too far. The only ones who didn't were the USTA and
Yeah,
the woman in charge of the WTA.
I mean, they may as well just like make Serena the head of the WTA because I mean, it seems that whatever she does, she gets away with.
Well, because of course you can, because she's the only real star they've got in reality.
Woman of the Year, though, I mean, I just think that sends the wrong message. It really does send the wrong message.
I mean, she was kind of condemned on the issue in a way, wasn't she? After all the facts came out and the rules for one.
Yeah, well, it just frustrates me, but yeah. So we're getting back to the ladies. They had that elite trophy that was the week after the female Masters. No one cared about it. No one knew about it. It was very, very low key.
Well, there's a couple of tournaments this week. You got to have sort of challenge in a couple of weeks. I've not heard of anything about that. The WTA, they're on holiday now. That's it. They're on holiday till January when everything kicks off again. Lazy asses. Actually, speaking of women, we should point out Agnieszka Radwanska hung up her tennis racket. Always, we've probably met her quite a few times actually. She's always been relatively nice, not always, I'll be honest with you. But I've always been a fan of her game because she had the variety.
I mean, I'm going to say that for Radwanska, I didn't like the way she played.
Really?
I thought it's kind of got an ugly style because everything's very pushed, isn't it, with her game. However, for me, she's probably been involved in some of the best matches ever. One in particular, which I even posted on Facebook, this match, the one versus Sybil Koda at Wimbledon. That match was a joke. Look, you don't even know when.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know when because not one of the greats.
It was 2016.
I can guarantee no one else knows that match.
Okay, please, if you remember that match, please, Bea, please, could you Bea
was like 1 year old when I came out.
That was by far the best match of the year, probably one of the best matches of all time. Incredible match. Injury seems to have affected Agnieszka Radwanska. I don't know. I mean, for me, she got to the Wimbledon final. She's been a good player, number 2 in the world. I have to say it like this. I can't imagine a male version of her being able to reach top 100 in the male game.
I guess you could probably argue Dolgopolov, similar-ish. Just in a way, not as in a way he plays. The slices and the drop shots, doesn't really necessarily have that big power.
No, but
it's just
Dolgopolov is still powerful, but she literally has no power. She's got a very dodgy serve. She made the most of what she had anyway, and I think my experience with her in the stringing room and things like that has always been, I wouldn't.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I've had some mixed experiences with Aggie.
And didn't seem to be that charismatic. But by all accounts, she was a fan favourite. And at 29 to retire, I mean, she's made enough money. She's going to.
The game's passed her by now. Yeah, she's can't quite deal with these young. But
the funny thing is, Stephen, this is what where I wanted to go with that is that. For me, I'm sure we're going to speak about this. The game is changing in the ladies' game. It's starting to be a little bit more variable. Actually, if she could stay fit, she could make a bit of a run now because her game could be more suited to it.
Well, the big hitters are starting to fall out of the game a little bit.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, so the variety is coming back.
And going into the men's game.
What the big hitters?
Yeah. We had. I think because of what we could talk about, we've got to be very careful. Okay, we had the most amazing hour with John Julian Roger last week, just chatting about the game, the guys' game, the ladies' game,
sacrifices,
and the sacrifice. Yeah, and
stories on tour. Sasha Zverev,
and we're gonna have to sort of basically go through the conversation we had because. There are things there that were brilliant, absolutely brilliant, that we want to talk about.
Well, I wasn't there for all of it, but yeah.
Yeah, so maybe we bring Christian to mumble his way through
absolutely.
it.
Yeah, good, yeah.
Can you imagine
We'll talk about his backhand all bloody day.
His backhand is a thing.
Almost as good as mine. Almost.
I've got the videos to prove that it's not. It's much better. But yeah, that was. For me, that was the biggest eye-opening conversation I've had for a long time. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I was glued to him.
Well, it's nice, actually. That's where I prefer working with the pros, is actually off the court. Hitting with them is great fun, don't get me wrong, I love playing with them. But actually, when you get to talk to them off the court and you see how motivated, driven, the sacrifices they had to give. How can I put it? The generation now have zero idea. No idea. Well, actually, not even just the generation, one, the parents and the kids, but now I don't think they would even be prepared to make those sacrifices. Maybe this is why, again, it's leading into another topic with obviously they had the men's next generation. 2 of the guys in the top 10 were ranked outside the top 600. I've not heard of 2 of the guys.
Well, one, the Italian guy was a wild card.
Was a wild card, okay, but then the other guy was 600 in the world. These are the top 8 best under 21 players.
Under 23.
Under 23. One guy's 600 in the world. Obviously, Zverev and team and Kyrgios
team
not a part of that.
I don't think they can be a part of it anymore.
They're not 23.
As Zverev is, I don't know about team, but
so it was just a bit like that made me worry about the next generation coming over. I'm sure maybe not for today, but John Jules went into a bit more detail of why quite possibly the younger generation are not maybe as prepared to make the sacrifices.
Yeah,
maybe not through any fault of their own. This is what I think as well. Not through any fault of the child or even the parents. It's just now there's so much to do and there's so much online media and the kids they're learning different things from a young age. They don't just go and play out anymore. They're indoors playing video games, coding, all of this stuff. That's kind of the way, Fortnite, TikTok, all of these apps which just kind of take over your life in a way. Interesting, isn't it?
It was a fascinating hour and a half with Jules, and we need to dedicate a podcast to it because, like you said,
I have to get him on next time he's here.
I'd love to get him on, but I just don't know whether or not he'd be happy to do it. I think.
No, I'm sure there's some things he won't mention. But he would have been on if he didn't have to go to Lovin.
Yeah, he went to be an alternate for that. But what he did talk about, and I think this is the difference between the men's game and the ladies' game now, is that he said that the younger generation, basically in the guys' game, they're just not willing to make those sacrifices. No. That's what Steve's just spoken about. And here we are, 2018, and we started this podcast in March. Okay, and when we started this podcast, we said that surely this is going to be the year that somebody outside the big four is going to win it. And what's happened?
The same people.
Same 4 people
the
again.
Top 3. I mean, I can bet my life, if Murray can get back to some kind of level, he'll probably be back ahead of them as well.
It's insane to think it, isn't it? I mean, Federer, Australia, Rafa, and then Djokovic. It's 2018. We were talking about these guys in 2003, 2004.
But it's not even just those guys winning. For me, it's Cilic is in the final. Nishikori's back. Wawrinka's beating people again. Del Potro's demolishing people. So it's not even actually just the over 30s that are winning. It's the over 30s that are competing in quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals. For some reason, they're not making that step in the big tournaments. I mean, look at Kyrgios. I can guarantee you now. I was speaking to someone yesterday. He's not going to be playing tennis soon because he's got. I don't know if you noticed. He's got massively into Twitch. Twitch like an online streaming service where you play like video games and people send you money and they sponsor you. Blah blah. All the only posts I'm seeing from him now is that. Well, guys, I'm online for 4 hours. I'm online for 4 hours. He's a professional tennis player. What the hell? Where do you find 4 hours to play online? But because he doesn't care, like, in a way as much. It's not. Unfortunately, now there's so many other options and so many different things available that there's more going on. Like these guys are making millions out of in online posts. Like, what is the?
It's an easier way to make money.
Yeah,
simple as. And Bouchard is another prime example. I mean, slip over in the shower and make some money.
Maddie Brengel, and that make a ton of money. It's like when we used to play. In those days, people were fighting to get out of war-torn countries. And then you come up against somebody who's already made millions of an online gaming. Who's going to want it more? They don't want it enough anymore, I think.
But one name that Jules did make crop up quite a few times in the guys was this Demoneur.
Alex Demoneur.
Alex Demoneur, he said that they are raving about this guy, that this guy's hungry. This guy's hungrier than
let's see.
others. So let's see what happens, because he's young. He can be swayed, shall we say. There's still time for him to be swayed into the dark side, shall we say. The dark side of...
Especially being an Aussie.
Well, all the other Aussies have swayed over the last few years since Hewitt. So, and at that point, actually, I'd also like to just take this opportunity to say sincere condolences to the family of Todd Reed. Awful situation, and again, just re-emphasises the importance of checking everyone's mental health. Yeah. It's not...
And planning for the future as well, because remember, unfortunately, tennis careers are quite short span as well. You've got to think about a life after tennis, or just in tennis.
Did you know, I'm sure you've spoken to Christian, who was a good friend of his. He got glandular fever, but he got that one that ruined you.
Robin Soderling. I mean, I've had glandular fever, and apparently I was in bed for 6 weeks straight. Like, I didn't get out. I couldn't even go downstairs for 2.5 weeks. Well, apparently, I got away with it.
I think Heather, because she got glandular fever, I think that ruined her. I mean, I don't think she was ever.
I wonder where she got that from. Exchanging it? No.
There we go. So yeah, my sincere condolences to the family of Todd Reed and Australian tennis in general. Big loss, junior Wimbledon champion, top 100, very, very good player, very good prodigy. Unfortunately succumbed to the glandular fever and has struggled to deal with the pressures, etc., etc.
So losing everything.
So yeah, there we go. Let's be a little bit more positive. I am going to say we need to come up with some sort of our own little awards. What I could do, Steve.
Oh, that's better. You're out of,
I can go out of shot, so
out of view. This one will get the most views now. Yeah. This section of the podcast will.
So what we could do, Steve, is we could.
It looks big up close.
It does, doesn't it? It doesn't look like it was 10 dirham from Dragonmar.
Was it that much?
Yeah, 10 dirham. Okay, so
that's real gold, by the way.
Real solid gold plastic.
Give it to me. Your hands are quite big. It looks even smaller.
Should we put it next to something else and then it'll feel massive? Okay, so there we go. So we're gonna do awards over the next few weeks for Woman of the Year.
There's a lot of awards.
There's going to be tons.
There's just going to be a lot.
So
filter them in.
To finish off today's podcast, because we're only going to do 5 more minutes max, okay? Because you've got to go. You've got a very, very busy schedule.
Make us famous.
I don't know if, by the way, if on a podcast we've done a podcast since Steve got engaged. So all our YouTube follower might not realise that somebody agreed to marry that. Letitia, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that there are people like you in the world.
One lucky woman.
She's
waking up to this.
She's a woman. That's what I'm going to say. Lucky is probably the wrong word. So Steve, I'm going to start the ball rolling because
we're going to do 2 now.
We're going to do 1 now. Okay.
Go.
So because the ladies' tour is finished for the year.
Yeah.
Who has been?
No, it's not. There's still some tournaments.
Oh yeah, but they're Mickey Mouse. who has been your Woman of the Year? Your female tennis player of the year? I'm gonna throw.
You go first.
I'm going to throw in a few.
We might say probably going to say the same person.
Well, let's see. I'm going to throw in Kazatkina, obviously. Okay. The reason I'm going to throw in Kazatkina is because I think she's been a breath of fresh air on the tour. She's fun. She's dynamic. She does crazy things on the court, and I think the interaction between her and her coach has been one of the most viewed outside of Serena's issues. On the tour, so I'm going to say her as my first nomination.
I'll actually throw in. To be honest, there's only that. I would say Daria as well. The only other name I put in is Osaka, just because certainly at the start of the year she had a pretty good run. She won a few Masters. I think was it in
she won Miami.
Yeah, Miami. So she kind of broke through, beat Serena, obviously, and then as in earlier in the year. And then obviously, I think she deserves it. 1, winning a maiden Grand Slam, unbelievable. But the way she handled that situation as a whole, being not just a young kid, but she's quite a delicate soul. And I think the way she's actually handled it, and she's won a few matches and she's done quite well. And in her press conferences, which have been entertaining to say the least, I think she Yeah, I would put her in there. I struggle to find two other names apart from them. Kasakina and Osaka. I personally will go for Kasakina as well.
Oh wow! Because to be honest, I'm going to go for Osaka.
Okay, well,
I think Osaka's had a better season. I think between the two of them,
she's been up high, but then she's had quite a lot of. I think Daria's been more consistent.
But Daria hasn't won a major, and she hasn't even won a Masters. So for me, I think great shout for Osaka.
I'll throw Svitolina in there as well, of course.
Obviously. I think I've always been, at the beginning of the season I was quite critical of Osaka because I just didn't see her coming through.
And we didn't know her yet.
Well, we spent a lot of Dubai together and she was good fun, and then she won in Miami and gave the worst acceptance speech ever in the history of life. But how can you not choose her for the way she handled the US Open?
Yeah.
So
to not crumble in that situation and to not, playing your idol, all of that crazy stuff going on, the way Serena behaved, and even there was an image, I think, go on Osaka's Instagram profile when she was sort of thanking everybody for a year. I was so devastated that the picture she chose to sum up her whole year. Did you see it? Where she's just sat there, head down, towel over her head, crying with the US Open. Like, that is her memory of the year, Serena effing Williams.
Okay, so unless we can think of anybody, and please,
if
anyone you want to throw into the mix, then please do. But are we going to agree that our WTA
more than happy to give it to Osaka?
Our WTA Player of the Year, Naomi Osaka. Hopefully, I'll come and I'll see you during. Yeah, and we're delighted. Hopefully, I'll be able to present this to you. Steve, I might make you do it if we're going to do that. But the Strung Too Tight WTA Player of our Year is Naomi Osaka. Congratulations.
Well deserved.
Another one of many, I'm sure, that you're going to be winning at the end of this year. I'm sure you're going to win quite a few awards for a lot of different things.
Do you know Serena will get Sportswoman of the Year?
Yeah, right. Notable second place, Daria. Breath of fresh air. I love you to bits. Think you're brilliant, and I was so happy you won in Russia.
Well, I think we could almost do 2 awards now. Breakthrough of the Year, WTA.
You see, I wouldn't even put Daria in that because she's already there. Yeah, I think she's already been there or thereabouts. For breakthrough, if I was going to say,
like Kontaveit,
no, she's always been there. My breakthrough is going to be Krunic.
I would actually throw in Sabalenka. I think she's actually
Sabalenka's probably a much better shot.
Sabalenka's shot up those rankings, and she's in that category now where she could probably beat most of them.
Massive serve.
Big shoulders.
So, do you know what? I don't think I'd put her in. I mean, I think
we'll have to do more research. Yeah, I won't lie for the breakthrough.
So the only award that we're going to give today to Naomi Osaka, WTA Player of the Year. Congratulations, Naomi. I'm sure that this will have pride of place in the bin for you.
It's a good doorstop.
Yeah, it's not that good. It's very light.
It's hollow, so if you want to have a little shot in there, you can. That's quite a good one. She's legal age drinking now.
Is she?
Yeah.
She's 20.
In different countries, depending where you are. But well deserved. Tell us what you think as well. If you think it should be somebody else, give us a reason why. You never know if we might. Well, we'll choose not to listen to you, but give us your reasons why you think maybe somebody else would be deserved.
Toby,
I want to know who thinks Serena deserves it.
Yeah,
I want to, because Faris, I know, will be in the. He'll make a good case. He always makes a good case, no matter what he talks about. That's why I like him.
He's winding me up at the moment.
I'd love to get him on, actually.
He's in Canada.
Oh, is he living there?
He's moved to Canada. But it winds me up the way that sometimes that he justifies the behaviour of parents off court, etc., and parents, your job is to be a taxi service.
If it annoys Paul, then please carry on.
Yeah, because
that's why I was born. So I think I do a good job as well.
I just want to,
guys, let me know what you think of my jacket as well. And I was going to say, I've just linked you in there.
Link me in.
What is this, Paul?
Well, thank you very much for asking, Stephen. This is.
I can't say.
Air is part of a new business that Sam, my friend, and I have started, which is a sports inflatable business. It's part of ISN Sports, which is Inspire Sports Management. And basically what we do is we take a bunch of inflatables to do events and parties.
Yeah, but they're not just a bunch of inflatables. They are amazing. What different sports have you got?
We have quite a lot. We've got basketball, darts or archery. We've got
giant
tennis,
darts, obviously.
Yeah, we've got tennis. We've got basketball. I've already said basketball. Football, obviously. Rugby, golf.
Shoot through the holes. Different games you can do.
Yeah, we've got a speed gun to measure the speed of serve, or kicking a football, throwing a rugby ball, throwing a basketball. Just so many different things. And the whole point is that we wanted to actually make it so they were kind of educational as well. They weren't just
it's a learning
fun
tool.
stuff. Yeah.
Both.
So we have the mini arena, which is the
that is amazing. That is amazing. Is that all you got the tennis net and the football goals?
Yeah, well, the football goals.
You can stick a badminton net in there, volleyball.
Yeah, it's cool.
It is amazing. I'm not just saying that because I hate him, but it is really good.
Yeah, please go on our Facebook and Instagram. It's UAE. You'll see this logo. It's pretty cool. And we've already done 2 or 3 school things. We've got another school thing next week. And the kids are loving it. We're loving it. The only thing I would say is that Sam and I actually designed them, so they were the first ones we'd ever designed. So there are just certain things that we're not happy about, which we'll make sure that on the next ones that we'll change. But
it takes time to perfect.
Yeah, but definitely the one that seems to be the biggest hit is the basketball one. The basketball one with it's one side is basketball, the other side is like an archery wall where you can throw.
He's clever. He's clever.
That was my baby.
Not just a pretty face, Sam. Well, it wasn't your idea, was it?
That was my baby.
It wasn't.
Sam literally, his contribution was the colour.
That's the best part.
No,
the blue
like this t-shirt. But yeah, so we've got the air here, and then I wonder what this one is, Steve.
I have no idea what it is.
S2T. It's you and me.
Stephen.
It's you and me. What? You think that because it's S2T, it's like Stephen? Unbelievable.
That's what it should be.
Guys, we're going to call it a day at that now because we've finally got one done.
We're back in the routine now.
Routine, we've done one.
Yalla. No, we are.
But we're going to do a few more. Alicia's going to jump on this one. We're going to try. We've not included any of the microphones or anything, so if the sound quality is not that great, then it's purely because we just thought, forget it, let's just get one out.
Done.
Yeah.
It's too easy to fall out of a routine. You just got to bang, bang, bang the drum. It's like the gym. And
it's just his dog's fault. If he fed him properly and he treated him properly.
That's the problem. I treat him like a human.
Well, yeah,
he is a human. I had him tucked underneath the quilt today in bed.
Let's just say, if Stephen was Welsh and the dog was a sheep.
No, you can't say that. No. That's naughty behaviour, Paul.
Right, I'm going to say as well, big shout out to my future brother-in-law and my sister-in-law who are in Liverpool right now.
My hometown.
My home city, because it's a city, because he should know that. But
when you're from there, you say, you're not even from Liverpool.
Here we go again.
What's on your passport?
Liverpool.
No, it's not.
No, but it is. I'll get my passport.
He's lying.
My passport says Liverpool, and if he wasn't such a dumbass, then he would know that because the passport. Oh my goodness, my wife is there with it. Does it say?
It says Wales.
Please say Liverpool. Please say Liverpool.
It says Birkenhead.
Liverpool.
No, it says Birkenhead. It does, doesn't it? I knew it said Birkenhead.
It says Wallasey.
It's Wallasey. It is Wallasey.
Does it say Liverpool or Wallasey?
Wallasey. I told you are not from Wallasey. May as well be Manchester, mate. You are Welsh, where I come from.
Oh, God.
There's a river between us. A whole.
So if you're North and South London, if you're south of the Thames or north of the Thames, are you not in London?
That's even worse than Liverpool.
Are you joking?
There's the hatred between North London and South London. Oh my God! If you're from the south of the river, you're a peasant.
Anyway,
or was it the other way around?
Yeah,
I can't remember. Oh, there's a big difference. I'm telling you.
He doesn't know anything.
People from London will know exactly what.
Anyway,
people from Liverpool. Will know
so
exactly
my family, my family and my future family are in Liverpool now. They went to the Cavern yesterday. They've been to Edinburgh. They've been all over the place in London. They go to Stonehenge. I had told them that it's crap.
It is actually rubbish.
Yeah, but
you can drive past it.
I know. Well, I've told them to go to Bath as well because Bath is lovely.
Bath is nice, yeah.
Bath's gorgeous. So anyway, I hope you're having a great time. For everybody who's been doing the ITFs and everything at the moment, really well done. Steffi, you got to the semi-finals of the Grade 4. Wonderful, and all the guys that have been playing. I don't want to name everyone's name, but really well done. And yeah, unless you've got anything to add.
Peace out, home fries.